Like a lot of people out there over the last month or so, I've been playing around quite a bit with this AI art generator called Wombo, and it generates some quite beautiful, in some cases, images, and in other cases, quite grotesque. And I think I'm going to do a couple videos about this. The first one is going to be centered on the prompt in which I used my full name, including my confirmation name, Gregory Brian Ignatius Sadler, and I just wanted to see what it would generate. And so I'm going to show you some of them, and we'll run through them and look at some of the features. And you can try this out yourself. I'll put the link to it in the video description so you can easily try it out for yourself. There are a number of different styles that you can select for the prompt that you enter, and each of them generates a different kind of look to it. Some of them are more successful than others, and so the first one that we're actually going to take a look at is an example of what they call the Ukiyoe style. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but good enough. And you can see that this one generated something that clearly has a face. And does it look like me? Well, not really, but I'm not sure what it's actually working from. And as we pan our way down the drawing, we see a lot of cool features to it. You know, it's almost like wallpaper behind it that looks vaguely like writing, but isn't actually writing. And then there's a face, and you notice that the eye is clearly distinctive. Is that a mouth? Is that an ear? Who knows? And we go all the way down to the bottom. There's a kind of weird collar going on there. So that's that one. The next one was Pastel, and I did this with the same prompt, but I didn't have the Ignatius in there, so it might have turned out as something different. And this is kind of a cool wizard of sorts, it looks like. It's starting out at the very top of it. You know, there's these waves of blue and pinks and greens woven together, and we pan our way down, and you see the wizard sitting there that looks like a face, looks like legs and arms. And then finally we get to the bottom, and it's almost as if this is all folded up clothing or something like that. Then Synthwave was kind of interesting as well. Again, there's a face. It's a futuristic kind of, you know, tech-oriented, very neon look to it. We can pan our way down this one, and you can see that, you know, it's like a robot face maybe with an open mouth, and then there's the shoulders, and it blends into something that looks like almost like a train. So there's, you know, Robot Greg doing his thing. And here's another figurative one. This is coming from the Steampunk generator choice. I like this one quite a bit. It's pretty cool. I'm going to go the other way with this. So you notice that there's all this stuff on the bottom that is architectural, and we work our way up to something that, again, looks like a face, but look at that eye with the missing eyeball. And then it's got a head that is essentially or a helmet that's architectural as well. It's wearing some sort of building. The next one, I don't remember exactly which one this came from, but it's a cool one. Another face involved here, another set of architectural features, and some landscape stuff fading off in the background. So if we start at the bottom, we see, again, some maybe houses or buildings of some sort, and they blend their way up into the shoulder of the person who is sitting there, clearly an old man in front of mountains that blend up into the sky. So very cool. This one is a bit more grotesque, right? We've got a guy who appears to be holding his head and has a hand that looks sort of like birds maybe, or feathers or fingers or something like that sitting there. And so if we start at the top, there's some cool stylized background. There's the head. Shoulders are, you know, headless. And actually the fingers almost look like a couple different hands put together. There's something that seems to be in his lap that could be another face perhaps. And then we get all the way down to the bottom. This is another one that turned out really, really cool. And I think this is dark fantasy. this particular one, a guy sitting there, maybe he's doing some magic or something like that. You notice all these things again in the air that look like they could be characters or writing, and then it comes down to him with, it almost looks like there's an aura around him or a halo. There's that weird orangey thing off to the side that may be attached to him, and it goes all the way down to the bottom where we've got something like a vaguely human lap, maybe sitting in a chair. Here's another cool one from Vibrant, and I like this. This is also figurative as well. The colors are, it answers quite well to the word vibrant. We've got some sort of maybe reptilian sort of figure. Again, a lot of sitting figures that get generated from my name, and some beautiful imagery there. Then we had something that was kind of weird. The HD one, when I entered my name, just gave you this. I'm not going to pan through it because what is this? It looks like maybe, bits of a leather couch or something with light shining on it, or maybe it's something skin, or I don't know. Maybe it's just light effects. We go on to the next one, and this one is semi-figurative, but it's harder to pick out what exactly is happening here. This kind of looks like, I want to say it looks like a combination between a snail, a slug, and a rhinoceros maybe, or some other kind of herbivore with, there's also a face there, and we see other faces showing up as we go down. So this one's pretty trippy, and it's hard to figure out what precisely it's supposed to be. And then this last one is really quite cool. I very much enjoy looking at this one. This might be from the mystical one. And we've got a figure at the very top on standing on top of what might be a city. And then we scroll down. There's these 3 or 4, actually 5 little luminescent spots of yellow. And we get all the way down to the bottom, and it looks almost like a hat with perhaps some figures on it. It's not quite clear what it is. And then it blends into a sort of basis or background for it. So these are the ones that I found using my name. You can enter stuff in yourself and see what it produces for you. You might get a kick out of it. You might get weirded out, but it's well worth trying. It's free and appears to generate some pretty cool images. So that's it for this one, but I will do some other ones in the near future as well.